Hello and welcome to Stretch Yourself, the Empowerment Podcast. This is the show for entrepreneurs and people that are all about staying focused and engaged on improving their relationships and business and in life. And on this episode, have you ever struggled with finding your voice, stepping into your purpose, and taking action towards your passion? Well, that's exactly what we're going to help you with on this show, where you're going to learn how to find your voice and live intentionally with passion, joy, purpose, and fulfillment in every aspect of your life. Today's guest on the Empowerment Podcast is Pat Obuchowski. Pat founded InVisionaria, a sole proprietorship to help organizations and individuals work through blocks to achieve transformational change. I love that. She's a transformational consultant. She's awesome. She coaches organizational leaders to build self-awareness, achieve their goals, and be more impactful on a professional and personal level. She helps her clients create plans that inspire and coaches them into implementing those things so that they can be able to achieve what they want to accomplish. Pat is a certified professional coach and an International Coach Federation professional credential coach with 11 years of experience in business and leadership coaching. She has over 25 years of operational experience in leadership roles in various organizations, and her operational experience provides her with a 360-degree understanding of business systems, leadership impact, and organizational politics. Pat blends her diverse experience and education to help her clients achieve their leadership goals and go from good to great to gutsy. She is the author of Gutsy Women Win, How to Get Gutsy and Get Going, and she's a contributing author of Scrappy Women in Business. Pat, welcome to the show.
Ron, thank you so much. It's so humbling when one hears their own biography.
Yes, and that's definitely something great. I love to make some great and outstanding introductions, but I have a question from you off the rip. First of all, how come guys cannot be gutsy and win? I know it's like Gutsy Women Win, and I was just wondering, is there going to be another book coming up that says Gutsy Men Win? Because I'm feeling really gutsy right now. I don't know about you, but is that something
I love Gutsy regardless of the gender. And the book itself, even though it's called Gutsy Women Win, applies to both women and men. I have had men read this book and come back and say, you know, this has been so impactful for me. But I really chose to select women, Ron, because here's my deal.
Okay.
I have been an activist and a supporter for women's rights ever since I was a little girl. I noticed that there was a difference with the things boys got and the things that little girls got. And I always wanted the things that boys got, but was told, well, you can't because you're a girl. And then, no, well, you can't because you're a woman. And so I think that women need more power in two areas. One of them is making money, so in the business arena.
Okay.
And the second one is in the political arena, really impacting legislation. So I wanted to focus my book to help women find their power, not only in those two areas, but to find their power wherever it is that they need to speak up and find their voice.
Okay, great. So what is one thing that you could recommend for women to step into their power, step into their greatness? Because I know women do definitely have a problem with it, and, you know, they're always feeling like they're not enough. I know people have a lot of chatter in their head, including myself, but I think women have it a little bit more than guys do. We listen to it, but then we ignore it. But women do have that self-conscious or them self-limiting beliefs that they have. So how can they go about working towards that? Because I know they can't silence the chatter, but we can at least, you know, quiet it to a certain degree. Am I correct?
I think you are 100% correct. You got it. It is the whole concept of it will be there and it will follow us wherever we go. That chatter, those self-doubts, you know, that mind saying, who do you think you are? Well, it's one of those things where as soon as we hear those voices, we should just really basically say, thank you very much, but time to go away. Because I think that there's a certain, when we hear those voices, I really believe that they may just be wanting to protect us. But guess what? We don't need that type of protection any longer. And I think that it is really important that we be able to pump ourselves up, that we increase our self-confidence, and that we really realize how powerful we can be as women in the world. And I tell you, one of the things that happens, Ron, is even after all of this time and after what I believe is a very successful career for me and continues to be, I still have those self-doubts. And here's one of the things that I do that helps me tremendously. I have arranged with a few of my friends that whenever I start hearing those voices that, say, who do you think you are? You're too old, you're too young, you don't know enough, who do you think you are? Is I call them up and I tell them, tell me 3 things that you really value about me. Tell me 3 really great things about me. Tell me 3 things that you love about me. So they will tell me those 3 things, and I will take them in and I will say thank you and hang up the telephone. And it's reciprocal. But boy, does that change me, and does that get me into motion where I was previously hitting that wall.
Wow, I love that. Man, that's something that definitely everyone can implement. So calling a friend and telling them to tell me 3 things, because I know for me, if I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, okay, I'm getting kind of pudgy, I'm feeling this way and I'm that way. I definitely do need to call somebody and be like, hey, tell me something about myself that'll make me feel better.
Yeah, you know why, Ron? Is because we forget. We forget the things that we have done in the past, and we always judge ourselves on the things either that we are doing currently or that we are thinking about doing in the future. And so we need to remind ourselves, we need to connect with our mind of all of the good things, the great things, the positive things that we have done in the world.
Wow. Yes, because I know definitely, we always we're always trying to strive for more, but then like you were saying, Pat, that, your mind tries to protect you. So it says, hey, remember when you did this and you failed at that, and then you start thinking about those things and then you start self-doubting yourself. So that is one of the good things that I definitely love that you bring up. Especially the step that you said, guys, listen, if you're listening to this, man, call a friend or have some great confidants that you can get to this. You can just call them up on the spot. It's kind of like a 911 call, right? I like that.
Exactly.
It's like 911. I'm talking to myself. Hey, get me out of this. And then they give you some great things to make you feel good. That is, man, a great step. So what is the next thing that they can do once they find their voice and their passion? I know you was talking about how you make them step into action. So what is one of the ways that you make them take action on those things?
Oh, okay. So here's the deal. Here's what I believe is really important, and I think you do too, because you are all about helping people find their vision, helping people stretch outside of what's ordinary, to attain extraordinary results. I think that's one of your quotes too. I love that.
Yes, it is.
But the thing I think that is really, really important is that we start talking to other people about what our visions are. And it's not just a vision, Ron, but in the book I talk about a leadership and a change transformational model called The Bigger Game. Okay. And it's like being on a tic-tac-toe board, and it has 9 different elements. But two of the elements are very similar to vision and mission, but they're called hunger and compelling purpose. Okay. And if we can take a look at our world, at what is outside of us and what must be changed, and we know, we have faith that we are the ones that can help change it, then we need to stay connected with that hunger. We need to stay connected with that compelling purpose. It is our why, It is our why. And as long as we stay connected with the why, the how reveals itself.
Definitely.
Sometimes we stop ourselves because we take a look at what it is that we want to do in the world, what it is that we want to accomplish in the world, and it gets overwhelming because we just don't know how. We look at it and go, oh my God, and you keep thinking of how, without staying connected to that hunger that you have. And if you stay connected there, the how will reveal itself. The people who want to come to help you, will help you, which is why it is so important that when you find your voice, that you speak it. Otherwise, people don't know what you're about. People don't know how they can help you. And you need to get really, really clear on your ask, because so many people out there want to help you. They just don't know how. And you need to let them know how they can help you.
Definitely. So, man, once they find their voice, they got to be like Katy Perry's song Roar. I know I'm probably sounding like I'm a little feminine because I love that song, Katy Perry's Roar. So once they find their voice, they need to just roar, correct? And I love your concept about having that hunger and that purpose and finding that purpose, because for me, and I'm just going to use myself for an example. Everybody knows in the Stretch Yourself community that I love being the guinea pig. Is that whenever I hear those voices in my mind, I always have another voice that comes in and says, if it has to be, it's up to me. What is the next step? And just to come, because usually when we look at our why, we're looking at the biggest picture, and then we just start overcoming ourselves with the what ifs. And so I developed that kind of mantra for me to help me snap myself out of it and to help me keep moving forward and not just be dead set on those things. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh my God, yes. And here's the mantra I use.
Uh-oh.
The one that I use is really, it will not be if not for me.
Oh, we are so awesome, aren't we?
So, I mean, it's just a little bit of different verbiage, but it is so true. And it's not in the egotistical, look at me, look at what I'm achieving. It is that I want to be of service to the world.
Yes.
What is the best use of me?
And how can I move forward? And how can I move forward? And not be paralyzed, because I used to paralyze myself, and then with that paralyzing that I do to myself, I usually find procrastination follows, because you just get caught up in doing busyness that's not really productive.
Right, exactly. So, whenever I'm taking a look at making a decision, whether it be a large, which direction do I take my business into, or whether it be, what should I do for this next hour, I always ask myself that question: is this the best use of me? And the answer comes immediately. And if not, I move on. And if it is the best use of me, then, man, I am going to dedicate myself to that task, to that mission, to that project, to whatever may be next for me.
Wow, that is awesome, because taking action is definitely going to help you move forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know you heard Pat say that. The question she brought out is this the best use of me? When you find yourself pausing when you're about to take that action, because guess what? She's just talked to us about helping you find your voice. And, of course, when you find your voice, of course, you have that passion. And again, like I said, Katy Perry's Roar, you're ready to take that action. So look at those hours and what you're doing, and how is it best used for you to move forward. So, Pat, enough for me talking. Give me a couple of takeaways that if I was to walk away from here, I'm a guy, but I'm going to act like I'm a lady. I am a lady and a guy because I have that feminine energy. So let me just say, if I'm going to walk away from here to move forward with what I'm trying to achieve, what is the first thing that I need to do?
Well, I think the first thing that you need to do is really get in contact with what it is that you are hungry for to make real in your world. And by real, I mean perhaps your family, your neighborhood, your community, your church, your city, and even the larger world if you want to. It's like, stop wasting time. Get moving on it. And all you need to do is get in contact with that hunger. What is it that needs to change in this world? And once you connect with that, do something. Do one simple thing every single day of your life from here forward to help you get closer to whatever that goal may be, to keep it forefront, not only in your mind, but also in your heart and even deeper in your soul, to be able to see some progress in what you are doing. I think that is really the most critical thing, is don't leave it for the future. Don't leave it for, oh my gosh, when I have more time, when I'm done with this project, when I get that next job, when I'm retired. Don't leave it. Start something now. As you said, Ron, action. And it doesn't have to be big. It can be the smallest thing, but start something to move yourself forward.
Okay, great. So that's going to help me just be good. I want to be super gutsy. So I want to take it to the gutsy level. Okay, so I sing good, I've sing great, and now how can I put some flavor on it and be gutsy? What can I do? Because I made a mistake. Let's just say I made a mistake, and I'm not really owning up to that mistake, but I want to tackle this again. So how can I just take it from me, being in that area that I'm at to being gutsy?
Yeah, I think that the thing that you really need to do is to just really get into that physical sense, that physical passion. And again, it takes action to do that. And Gutsy, start talking about the things that you want to make real. Don't keep them all to yourself. Get your voice out there. As you said, Katy Perry, roar. And yeah, we have to be conscious of our impact, but I have never met anyone where they could not turn up the volume on what they were doing, And I think it's really important that you pay attention to what you're up to in your life, which is really the games that we play. And that these games need to excite and challenge you. And so that's really the bigness. So really to be able to get out there and get the guts to play that bigger game and to stop playing small and to stop taking a back seat, to stop limiting yourselves merely because it's safe. So get out of that safety. Stretch.
Yes.
Stretch yourself.
Yes, definitely stretch yourself. But man, you spoke to me about that because man, it does. And we have to enjoy ourselves and have fun with what we're doing. Your passion should not have to be a chore. That's what I'm hearing from Pat. That's what I think. I mean, we're having some great energy here on the show, and I know you guys are hearing it and listening to it, but she's gutsy and I'm stretching over here. And man, the energy that we have behind and the passion that we have behind it is evident because we really enjoy that. So, man, you had some great keys that you had, and I'm just going to recap them. Let me know if I got something wrong. So the first thing was, which I really enjoyed this one. Man, call a friend and tell me 3 things that you like about me. Now, do these friends have to be really good friends, or they can't be friends that don't like you? Can they just be friends that kind of like you? I don't know.
Well, if you're not feeling bad enough about yourself right now, then yeah, call some friends that don't really like you, right? But I don't think that's the direction you want to head into.
Yes,
so call
definitely.
the ones that really love you, that really care for you, that really have faith in the things that you can do.
Yes, call those ones that's going to give you the honest and brutal truth. And they're going to be honest and forthcoming with you. And sometimes you definitely need that. And I know Pat can probably agree with me with, sometimes you don't see the greatness in you. Other people see it in you. So what Pat is trying to say is just sometimes you need somebody to speak that out over you or speak that favor over you to show you and make you realize what you truly are doing. And then, man, the second one, I think, hopefully I'm right, is to quiet that inner chatter, quiet them inner thoughts, and just listen to what you're saying, and then just say, okay, that's great, but then turn around and go ahead and do it anyway. Am I correct, Pat? Am I going off?
I love that. Yes, I think you framed that really right. Just go ahead and do it anyway. What have you got to lose? As long as it is the best use of you, though, I think it has to be in that context. But
yes,
you're right.
That is great. And that's what I was going to bring up. Is this the best use of me? And man, that goes across the board on everything. I mean, anything that you're trying to do in your business, anything that you're trying to do in your life, anything that you're trying to do that's dealing with your time and how you're going to make an impact, is this the best use of me is probably the biggest question that you can ask yourself. So, Pat, man, I really enjoyed talking to you on the show. I cannot believe it's gone by so fast. Listen, we can go on forever, right? We can just go on forever. So tell me, if I was to do, and I got to give you one more question, have to give you one more question. If I was, let's just say I was doing it and I was going and I got stuck. And then I've done all these things and I'm still feeling a little optimistic. Is that a good time for me to just go ahead and call you?
Absolutely, no doubt about that. But it's also when you get stuck. A lot of what I do with my clients is that when they get stuck, I tell them, and I actually do this, to physically move perhaps just 1 degree to the left or to the right, and now what is it that you see? And then move one more degree. Because when we get stuck, we're looking at the same picture over and over and over and over again.
Okay.
And therefore, we're looking at the same results. So what do you need to do? You need to move a little bit just to be able to see and have a different perspective.
Wow, great. I love that. Needlepoint moves, because I don't like to move too far. But I mean, no, looking at it from a different angle, man, Pat, that's like, that's an eye opener for you to just look at it from a different view. Because sometimes we do beat our heads up against things and we try to make it work and we force it. It's kind of like us putting a square wooden peg into a circle hole, and we're trying to make it work and trying to force it, and it's not happening. Sometimes we just got to let go and just see it from a different angle, and then just try another approach. It's okay to try another approach. So, man.
Absolutely. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. That's how we stretch ourselves.
Yes, that's our mission in life. So listen, guys, I don't know if you're listening to this. I really enjoyed this. She's the author of Gutsy Women Win. I know this is on Amazon, so I'm going to give the whole title of the book is Gutsy Women Win, How to Get Gutsy and Get Going. So it's out there on Amazon. I'm sure it's out there on Kindle, and it's probably an ebook somewhere. Pat, tell them, where can they find you out there in the technology world of the internet?
Definitely, the book is definitely available on Amazon.com and in many things. It will be available in Audible in actually middle of December.
Woo-hoo.
And they can, go on the Gutsy Women Win website. It's simply gutsywomenwin.com, and you can see what we have to offer there, or send me a quick email if you have any questions or need any support, and that's pat@gutsywomenwin.com. Pretty easy, huh, Brad?
Yes, it is very easy. So you're out there socially as well, Gutsy Women Win, correct?
I am on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all of that under Gutsy Women Win. And then, of course, on LinkedIn under my name. I do a weekly blog. I send out inspirational quotes every day via email and on my social media. So, yeah, I'm all over.
Listen, guys, I got to tell you something. I've been, secretly social media stalking her, and she gives away her book on Instagram. Just want to throw that shameless plug out there. So if you're looking to get your hands on, just go out to the Instagram. I'm sure some of my fans out there are going to love that. Like her Instagram page and then watch those events and those contests that she have, because I've seen them and I was like, I should jump on this and get one, but then I was like, no, let me not do that, because she'll probably just give it to me because I'm a host.
You should jump on, Ron. You too could win a book.
Yes, but I really love that. I really love your contest, and again, Pat, it has been an honor and a privilege to have you on this show. I thank you, and I'm sure the Stretch Yourself community, those people that are in the 9 different countries with over 10,000 downloads to this monthly, congratulations. And man, I know they are happy to hear this, and they are excited as much as I was excited to give this show. So just thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. We really appreciate you.
You are quite welcome, and thank you so much for having me and let me share my work with the world. I'm honored.
Thanks for listening to Stretch Yourself, the Empowerment Podcast. There are hundreds and thousands of podcasts out there, and I want to personally thank you for choosing my podcast to help you build a better relationship in business and in life. To listen and download more interviews like this one, connect and subscribe to the channel. It is available on iTunes and on Google Play for download. Connect with me socially, keyword Stretch Yourself. Thanks again for listening.